Of Exit Interviews. Joining me, as always, is my co-host Jay Axe. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah. And our guest this weekend is Rich the Man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Am I your first ever British person to come on, or has Seaton done this, or?
No, we haven't had Seaton. We've had KT1. I don't know. He's Russian, right?
Yeah, we had G. Kelly, who was he's in
G.
the
Kelly's
UK.
Irish.
Yeah.
I'm your first ever British or English person then. So there we go.
Yes.
There's something new.
Yeah, we're going all around the globe. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
So, what kind of got you into MCOC, and why did you want to start creating content for it?
Do you know what? The first thing is when I picked it up here. I picked it up in January 2015, and I can't tell you what possessed me. Like, I don't know if it was like an advert. Like, I think it was something like I saw that very first advert with Wolverine in, the one where he kind of like goes back into, like, he's kind of like he's jumped back for some reason. And I think that was one of the first times I kind of like, I thought, oh, this is interesting. Then I'll give it a go and see what it was like. And I think it was just the rest kind of like fell into place from there. In regards to like making content though, I really don't know what possessed me to kind of like, because I only did crystal openings to begin with, and though I think it was like, because I started off as a World of Tanks YouTuber and World of Warships YouTuber, and also making these rubbish little Snapchat comedy videos where I thought, I thought I was funny. I wasn't. I wasn't funny at all, but I thought I was. And that's the thing. Sometimes it's like you have to have confidence to do something, to put it out there, to go like, hey, we're having this interview here, where we kind of like thought, well, back when the game first started, would anybody create anything on this game? But yeah, crystal openings, and even then, I wouldn't record them live. I would record the snippet of the video file and then put it onto the editing software, and then record my reactions after. So, it wasn't the best of starts for me, I think.
Yeah, dude. So when did you kind of get into creating content?
It was, I want to say it was like July, August 2015. No, was it 2015, 2016? It was definitely, because I definitely know I was one of the OGs, the first people to start creating content. But I didn't really get anything into anything meaningful. It was like, back in the day, you'd open up some Prem crystals and try and see if you can get a 4-star. It's like, those were really early days in the game. Like, I go back to some of that content. It's just like, I'm not gonna say it's like anything. If I go on to too much better being cringe, I don't know. Just got to be out there and doing it.
Yeah. So yeah, you've also got a podcast, the Contest Realm podcast. Have you thought about changing it from Realm, because you guys don't really play it as much or talk about it as much?
Yeah, that's the thing about rebranding it. Like, we need to have this discussion. I think now we've gone 76 episodes deep into it. Me and Dan need to sit down and kind of like hash out how we can do because we've evolved it. A lot of times we went like, okay, well, we're going to cover this or we'll cover that. Then we both started getting into the Marvel TV shows and the movies, and then thought, right, well, this is nice, because what we can do is we can theorize that, because not everybody would like Realm of Champions. Not many people would, quite like Marvel Future Revolution. Maybe if we did another Marvel-based game, maybe people might not like that. So maybe we'll just take the podcast and maybe a split between going, I don't know, call it the MCOC and C, that extra C being cinematic. I don't know, but you're right. That's a very good point. There's something that we do need to kind of discuss, that future of how we brand ourselves. We kind of just, I don't know. It's usually just down to a T, because we go like, we're carrying on as we normally do without any hassle.
Right.
I like
For
it.
sure.
It has like that realm part, which could be a realm, but then again, it is the battle realm, so
Yeah.
But then again, you're going outside the battle realm, so yeah, you're all talking about the Marvel multiverse, so yeah. Whatever you guys choose, I know it'll be good. I'm excited to listen in.
Yeah, but I have to think of some names. Yeah, maybe we call it like the MCOC U. I don't know. I'm thinking about other things now. Moving on.
All right, Jay, you got a couple questions over there?
Yeah, so we got obviously some news this week. We have the Karnak and Gamora buff. Have you read both of those, and what's your opinion on them?
Well, I do like the fact that they've stayed a lot. Well, Nebula just seems like it's got like the same play styles there, but like the momentum. I always kind of feel like a lot of the times with a lot of champions, it's like that staggering point, like the slow build, the slow boil to a champion's payoff. And I kind of feel like that was the case with Nebula, except for like the momentum to get to there is quickened, and that's what I kind of like, because a lot of times I get a bit bored of like a long-winded fights or fights that go on too long. And the Karnak one, I'm still on the fence of. I feel that it's good, but then it's just that the biggest problem is everything on paper that seems fine. And you go, do you know what? That could really work. And then it's like, when you come down to actively play the buff champion, it doesn't slap as hard as you were hoping it would. So I think I'm positive about Nebula. I'm apprehensive about Karnak.
Okay. So who is some of your favorite champions in game right now?
Right, it's got Apocalypse. There's just no end of that guy's usage for me. Whether or not it's kind of finding out finding an option for Disorient. I always seem to feel like we get Disorient just kind of like surprise, and it's like, okay, well that deals with that. You just love the fact of building debuffs with him, and also if you've got a little bit of cheats on your hand, but not cheats, but kind of a bit of cable on your hands, then you're able to kind of like get that quick ramp up. That's kind of nice. But just making all those horsemen is just absolutely delightful. So he's always been in there. Doctor Doom is a no-brainer. Warlock has always been a solid for me. And I think that's it. Crossbones. Crossbones is my guilty pleasure at the moment. Man, shrugging off debuffs is absolutely beautiful. And I'm just finding so many usages for him. On a monthly basis, he's just like saving my butt with like smashing through Cavalier, and as well finding him some stuff when it comes to Act 7. So yeah, those four are mine. I can't think if I can push anything to 5. Except I could say like Mr. Fantastic, but no, that's probably my top 5 at the moment.
Okay. Crossbones, that's pretty nice. He just recently got a buff. What was that? Like November? No, it wasn't November. It was
April?
August? April?
Something like that, yeah.
It was a while
yeah,
ago.
He was he's just
April.
I just love the fact of building Furies, and being an option for stuff like buffed up, shrugging off debuff effect. And I'm rethinking a lot of the stuff that I'm going back to kind of do guides for Act 5 and Act 6 for people, and just going, look, he is a solid, helpful champion. If you're just stuck for options, if you're building Furies and you're shrugging off debuff effects, and my lord, what a little firecracker he is on damage as well.
Yeah, he doesn't crit either, right?
No.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Jay, you got another one over there?
Yeah, so okay, so we had Alliance in season 9. Like, how excited are you for this? Like, we're finally over this Apocalypse, the Professor X, the mutant AQ, and we're moving on to the Spidey AQ. How are you excited for that?
I think this is good. I'm getting a little bit bored with Apocalypse being the end boss. Just the level of extra I'm not. The thing is, I can't really speculate to go like, okay, it's going to be a lot easier because Penny Parker is going to be one of the main bosses. Because I'll probably be like, oh, you regret your decision saying that. But then it's good in some ways to have think more about options, and maybe when you kind of like go, okay, have I got a boss killer? On my is anybody in our BG the boss killer? Are you going to be bringing something that's going to be countering this easily? Am I not? So it allows for extra thinking, and also entering map 8 is going to be a big tester as to is this going to massively shake up prioritization on prestige building, who you ranking up and why. Is it going to really ruin a lot of free to play kind of like. There's so many things that go on with a new season, I think, especially when it comes to a new map and the competitive nature of stuff. So I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like, I got to think about, am I going to bring one specific champion? I think training is going to be the biggest thing, and finding dual targets, road testing champion like counters is going to be so important for players. So slightly excited, but at the same time, I don't know. Nimrods on mini bosses for map 8. That's correct, isn't it? I'll go,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So what map do you run in AQ?
We run map 7 at the moment. I would personally like to do a just to like check it out, just day 1 map 8 and no modifiers, no epic modifiers, just to see what it's like. But that's the thing, it's not really my decision on the matter. But are you guys going to be doing map 8 or?
We do 5.
Yeah, we do map 5.
Alright. Yeah.
So we get the nameless Thanos, and I think it's a rotation of I can't remember who it is.
Well, it's all down to peace of mind, isn't it? Like, you know, you gotta with anybody, you've got to find your fun and you got to find your chill with the game. And if you're kind of going like, okay, you've got to move now, why aren't you moving now? And you're like, your line chat's blowing up or your Discord's blowing up. That's the thing, isn't it? You got to find your fun in the game and like take that stress away from you at times.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I hate it when like lines blowing up, but now 5 is like really laid back too. Like I bring Cyclops. Like, come on. Like, he does some damage.
Yeah. I have a theory. I think he's getting buffed soon.
Oh man, dude, I hope so. I do. He's in the featured,
that would
right?
be nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when the new 6-star featured came out, I was like, I said in the like a video, I was like, look, I'm calling it now. Those champions like Karnak and Nebula being buffed. And it's like they got buffed, and it's like you always kind of look and you go, there's some ones that just like creep in and you're like, why are you in a 6-star featured? Oh, that's right, maybe, just maybe you could be the next one being buffed, which is always a bit of exciting.
Oh yeah, we asked Shovel Dad, Kabam Shovel Dad, who was on last week, who actually runs the crystals and makes them, and he said no comment. So yeah, kind of interesting. There's the maps. Thank you, Mr. King. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited. Like I think Gwenpool's on there, X-23 is on there, Cyclops. I think Daredevil Classic as well. So some interesting buffs if that does happen.
Yeah. I can't. I feel it's so odd, isn't it? I feel Daredevil Classic and Cyclops one month. Those two buffed. Could happen.
Sure.
Speaking of which, you talked about Shovel Daddy. I've kind of like submitted. I started submitting ideas as of last weekend to him for side events.
Oh.
And there's one. I'm not going to reveal anything because like the thing is not in the case I'm being like super secret, but it's like if I tell you exactly what's happening for the side event, you won't go. Ooh, you go. All right, okay, that's that. Oh, we know. And it's like what I want to do is create more kind of like a surprise because it is actually a truly original idea for a side event. And what I'm trying to do once a week, although I'm not doing this week, I'm a bit too tied up with stuff, but every week I kind of like submit an idea to him and he kind of like gives me a load of feedback and stuff like, oh, you know, you got to do this, got to get, no, that's not right. No. And it's cool. Like, I'm really hoping that some of the ideas are taken up because like, it just would be nice to see something original on a monthly basis. That's not too ridiculous and doesn't allow you to do this, to do this, to do this, to do this, to do this objective, which you haven't done. If you haven't done that, it means you're screwed for the next month. We've got to go from way from that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome. I'd love to see that, man. I hope it comes out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've definitely had people work on champions before. Why not have CCP people working on side quests too? You know,
especially me because I spend so much time doing content on them.
Yeah, for sure. You spend so much time breaking everyone down. Yeah. So how much time do you spend breaking down a side quest?
Oh, that's a good question. Sometimes it's problematic when you have to think about so many things. Like I try to on a Wednesday when everything goes live, I will try to really think if I can. If Kabam put those side event videos up, it probably takes my like time to kind of like identify certain things down from say an hour, like about 3 hours work to maybe like, I don't know, 1 hour. But that's only if I feel like I've got a slight head start by looking at, okay, so Kabam have put a side event video, like Kabam Boo has done her like 2 to 3 minute video there. And then it's just a case of going like, okay, well, I'll put that out. But then anything can happen. Like doo-doo can hit the fan. I don't. Am I allowed to swear or not? Swear.
We try not to, but you can.
Okay, I'm gonna. No, I won't. No.
Okay.
So when doo-doo hits the fan, I'm then kind of like I'm on it to try and go right. Well, what's gone wrong? What needs to be talked about? What needs to be kind of like put out there content-wise? And sometimes it absolutely screws up the my scheduling. Like I think the type of content I was posting was just like, okay, well we've got this problem with the summon symbiote getting him, so I'm gonna have to post a video on that. There's oh dear, there's a second video that needs to be posted about that, and that could be like the first day, and then there's like, okay, well I haven't actually explained anything that's going on in the side event this month. I need to do a third video, and then it's like, look, I can't post another video because that's including the news for the day, that's 4 videos that's being posted in one given day, and it's just like that's just too much for people. So then wait, collect your thoughts a little bit, and then it'll probably come to about 11 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. UK time, and I have to go to bed because I've been told off. Don't go to bed too late. You need to be going to bed at normal time. So I am a married man, so I need to kind of like happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. Yeah. So how much time do you spend like creating content versus streaming? Because I know you do stream on Twitch sometimes.
I do. I calculated actually yesterday that I work a 75-hour week between Monday and Friday because I try and have like the weekends off. In that time, I will live stream in the region of 2 to 5 hours at most, depending on the type of week. If it's an update week, I may only live stream say like, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday, and then do Thursday, Friday. But now it's kind of because I need to start taking time off. So that's why I try and take time off on Saturdays and Sundays.
Right.
So I'll probably only find myself like live streaming about 2 hours a week, but I will be back to live streaming more, I think, as of next week. But it's a hard balance. It really is.
For sure. Jay, you got a couple more over there?
Yeah, I agree. I've been doing YouTube for a long time before I started making contests, and it's crazy how much YouTube has changed. But you talked about happy life. Well, there was like a moment that wasn't so happy for you when YouTube. Yeah, this whole thing with YouTube and your money, and how close were you to quitting? I know this was like such a tough time for you when YouTube was basically taking your money.
It was a case I was going to. It happened in September, late September. I then like assessed what was going on. YouTube didn't tell me what was going on with it, except for accusing me and 1,000. I think it totaled just over 1,000 other YouTube content creators who were accused of invalid traffic, which can lead to different things. Like it can be a result of what they refer to as bots watching your content, or like view botting, which I have never done. And I've had more success since that incident, which I just find completely ridiculous. But I think calculated I had to quit by the December of last year. So was it 2020? Was it 2019? I can't remember. Whatever it was. Yeah, it was 2020. So I was going to quit in December of 2020 because I needed to go out and get a job. I know I kind of people say a real job, but I still pay taxes and I still have a mortgage, and I still got to put food on the table. So it's all the same there. But yeah, it's a crazy time, very scary time. I was it was a very, very kind of bad time. And it still has. YouTube still hasn't paid the money back. It still counts as a negative. And they haven't paid any of the other creators. Actually, one of the other creators, or somebody that had this affected to them this year, because it's still going on. There's other creators that out there still having the same issue, and they're still coming to like our string of like thread of conversations to this day. And I partly want to respond to these people, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to upset the apple cart now that I know what YouTube will do. So I'm kind of like making sure I keep myself squeaky clean, so I don't rewatch my videos, because that's another thing they accuse of invalid traffic. And when I mean like I'm not purposely rewatching them on purpose, I'm going to leave a pinned comment. So a lot of times I will not leave pinned comments. If I feel that it's necessary to do that, I will do, or I'll put it in the description, as that is referred to as invalid traffic. Wow. So I'm tried to in the last year to make sure I'm 100% squeaky clean. But it's like, it's terrible to kind of live in that kind of area that something you might do might cause you to have your career, which this is now, just like at jeopardy. So it's like, it's kind of scary at times.
I'm glad it might get you're kind of past that point. So Trendo's done, like you said, it's done really well, and it's awesome, man. I'm glad that it's as good as it. Like you're at the point where you're over it, and hopefully it does still eventually fluctuate out, and you can get that money back. That's ridiculous.
Oh, I don't think they're going to do that. Once Google say like that money's gone, it's gone. So I've just kind of like I've gone with it, just going like, hey, whatever. And this is the point that like, thank God I do like sponsored content, and I've got this good working relationship with a company which promote indie developed games, because like that's the only thing. This is why I've tried to kind of steer away like do stuff with Twitch, because people have Amazon Prime, so they can give free Twitch subs. So I've tried to make a sector of earnings that doesn't come directly from YouTube. So it's like it. And funny enough, one of the YouTube liaisons that was dealing with it actually said, oh yeah, you should be thinking about diversifying your income from different places. You bitch.
Oh man. Okay.
That is smart though. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely smart. And you have a lot of subscribers on Twitch as well, which I mean is really good. It's awesome. I like watching you guys on Twitch as well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude. Jay, you got anything else over there?
Yeah, well, we'll go to some of my favorite questions. Is if you could add one character to the game, who would you pick?
God, that is a really, really good question. There's been loads over the years. It's just trying to stick it to like one particular one. See, it was Professor X for a time, and I think I've still got to stick with like X-Men and go with a proper Jean Grey.
Oh yeah.
Very much kind of like uses of like telekinetic powers, not like the Phoenix stuff.
Like Marvel that we had in game, but not playable.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely kind of like like that. The other, I think there's some other ones there, but I think if I was to go with one, it'd just be that. You know, as a fan of the X-Men animated series, like that's what I grew up with. Recently rewatched that on Disney Plus. Thank God Disney Plus have that. Yeah. It's such a good series, and at the same time, like the appearance, and I think that's the thing. You just kind of resonate with the appearance, and that's why a lot of people, I think, you know, come to the game and go like, okay, well, that's my favorite champion there. This is why people have ranked up champions, and people go, why the hell you've ranked up that? And you're like, they're like, this is my favorite hero. I'm going to be doing this.
All the Karnaks are finally getting their due.
Exactly.
Well, that's awesome, man.
Go ahead.
Okay. So that's who you would add, who would you buff if there's one character you could buff?
Oh god, they already did King Gru. Superior Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
I've got so much of like appreciation of the vibe, the look, and the appearance. It's just one of these things where I think about a few years ago I was reading. Oh, was it the Invincible Iron Man comic book? I think it was that, and it was like that was that suit, and I think it was like about the time I was picking up the game, or it was maybe a couple years down the line. I was looking at this and just looking at the game and just thought, this is a sick looking like Iron Man suit. And I'm just kind of think like because I think it has a lot kind of, yeah, it's cosmic. So having all those maybe. Because that's the first point I kind of felt like, okay, I see this adapting armor and like the way that the armor kind of like works and stuff. And then the films came around with I think Infinity War, and we saw like the nanotech, and we saw that stuff. And I just thought, man, this is a not a wasted opportunity, but this is an opportunity to kind of look at how this suit could be helpful to Tony Stark in the cosmic matter. And then same thing within game of going like, this suit could just be like insanely fun with dealing with certain situations, and maybe kind of like being dealing with techs in a different way that maybe like because it's a technical suit, it's a tech suit, but it's a cosmic suit, and like all those kind of amazing things. So I think that's probably it. And a lot of people have it 6-star, so I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, can I have this 6-star buff now? It would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
And new animations, since they've said themselves, like Mike and many other band members said, if they've got duplicate animations, we're going to change them in the future. So
yeah, I saw that on Friday. That was good to hear, or good to read even. And I just would hope that they kind of facilitate that. And I don't know where we're up with kind of getting these buffs done. So it's like 20. So if they do 24 a year, then it's gonna be a little while off until we get some of these champions properly dealt with. But God, roll on 2023 then at this stage.
Yeah.
So, what are some of your favorite types of content right now?
Do you know what? My last favorite piece of content was the gauntlet, is it Grandmaster's Gauntlet? Yeah, the one back in I think it was May, June time. That was I don't know. I've always kind of like thought quite fondly of that. I wasn't too into Summer of Pain. I think the problem is that it just came out of the bad state of the game to then not thrust this content, but this content was there. And it's just like, well, I'm really not sure about that. Feels like the right time. The was it the Omega? Oh, Baron's War. That was it. Baron's War was kind of like another piece of favorite. But if we're talking to date, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not to like big myself up, but the stuff that I'm looking to like push, like these new events, I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be really good. Side event wise, I don't know. Like September, October, these months have been really kind of like quite good. I don't know. Act 7.2 was all right. Yeah, I think it's like this is the thing. I'm so wishy-washy with how I'm feeling about content. There's been stuff that's been okay, but there's nothing that's really overly stood out to me except for Grandmaster Gauntlet. That's probably the only thing, because it was rewarded better. Like, it was like amazing rewards. It really allowed you to think about your journey with your roster from start to finish, and I just had a lot of fun with it. I think apart from that, I'm really finding it hard to find anything that's come up that was overly enjoyable. So I really hope the best is yet to come.
Very nice. So if there's a type of content that you would bring back, like from the vault, like the maze or something, what would you bring back?
Oh, that is a good question. If we're talking about a piece of like in Bunny is end game, so to speak. Oh, again, that's still like a tough one. I think like okay, I'll go side event because that's the easiest one for me to kind of like answer quite quickly. And Mutant Treasure Island, but make it like a sequel thing and call it like Mutant Treasure Island 2: The Revenge of Captain Deadpool. Right, that'd be the first thing. Just because it's fun. It kind of brings the community together. That everyone has a laugh. It's great. Okay. More challenging content wise, it's tough really, because that Grandmaster Gauntlet has been sitting in my mind kind of like rent free in like a happy place for me for a while. So I think something like that, but maybe making like a step up, but maybe put it a year down the line, and whether or not to have was it Nameless Thanos as the end boss, I want to say. I don't know whether or not to change it. I'd probably say that. I'd probably say like a sequel to Grandmaster Gauntlet, but have it. And I know it is meant to come back, but maybe have something that's kind of like maybe a bit of a step up. But when relics are introduced and when we got more rank 4s in game, that's probably where I'd be at with it. So, yeah.
That's cool that you said Mutant Treasure Island, because when we had Shovel Dad on last week, he said he wants to take another stab at Mutant Treasure Island.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I think he watches a lot of my videos because he like
he definitely does. He said
when I spoke to him, he said something like, "Oh, I've been expecting you," and I was like, well, "Bloody hell, what's going on here?" He's like, "Yeah, I've been watching stuff." It's like, "All right, okay, all right." I don't know if that means I'm a pain in the ass. Sometimes I feel like a bit of a thorn in Kabam's side. Other times I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel they listen. Sometimes I always feel a bit kind of apprehensive, like, yeah, you're watching me, are you? Like, I've got the kind of like the shifty, the squinting shifty eyes, which just like going from side to side. Yeah.
So, are you expecting to go to the next New York Comic Con whenever they have one?
We want to be there. We did actually plan that our honeymoon was going to be in New York, but COVID, which bugger that was, still is really. I do want to go there. We've talked about it. We're gonna try. We are trying to move. We're trying to get a new house next year. So it's just one of these things where we have to go, right, well, are we gonna have enough money to go? We'd love to go. So yeah, I just want to see it. It was a great vibe the first time I went in 2019. Had a great time. Although I don't know what capacity Marvel Realm of Champions is going to be there and how. Well, the thing is, that's the other thing. If Kabam are going to be there or not, so that's really going to be one of the big things. We're going, look, Kabam there, because then all of us from the community will go, look, we can make it to New York Comic Con. We're going to go. Kabam, you're going, and then it just creates a community vibe. If they're not there, then it's just like everyone's like, well, do we go? Do we not?
I know they said they were looking at doing it. I know the tournament, the contest tournament will be there. But yeah, Realm is going to be... I'm curious too if Realm's going to have anything, since that was the premiere in 2019, or at least a tease premiere. So it's interesting. Yeah, it is.
Oh, I tell you, on the topic of Realm, that upset me, that game. It really did. I think as well, Kabam's team that dealt with it upset me as well, as I really enjoyed the game for a time. And then there was this point where it was falling off. They made the mistake that Marvel Future Revolution did not, and their PvE was not dealt with first off. So they didn't do anything with, or very loosely with, PvE when the game launched last year. And then Marvel Future Revolution have come along. Their PvP is ass, but their PvE is sublime. It is one of the best when it comes to that on mobile when it comes to PvE. All the RNG and acquisition stuff is still like brought into question, but that's all kind of like microtransactions, freemium games. Realm upset me because I was having a conversation about something when it came to matchmaking with the PvP, because that's the thing. The only thing that Realm had was PvP. And because it wasn't fairly matching up players and bots and players and bots in teams, it made it incredibly imbalanced. And when you're playing imbalanced stuff, it makes you infuriated, because a lot of the time you can't win. You can't even have a competitive match if you're being absolutely slapped into next week. So I raise this with Kabam, or the developers that deal with... it's still Kabam, but the wing of Kabam, they're not MCOC. And I got this really weird response back about the way that it was. And I just thought, no, I really can't be doing this. If you're allowing to speak, because they had a content creator program very early on, and if you've got that line of communication, if one of your content creators is saying, look, it's not working, this ain't good, or how is this meant to be a fair thing, and they're not listened to, and they're not listening to players either, then you just go, nah, I'm gone, sorry, have fun, I'm moving on. And that was sad to do that, but then that's the thing, sometimes you have to make those decisions and walk away, and rebrand your second channel.
Okay. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't play it as often as I used to, but I do still pay attention to the story. My friend Mr. King here, he plays a lot of Realm. But yeah, you got like the criminal organizations coming together. You got Vision. You got King Groot with his new house, the Ravager's house, with the new character coming. You have Wakanda, like Web Warrior with the future, Scar, Wolverine, Deadpool Supreme. Like there's a lot of stuff and a lot of story. But I want it to cross over to contest too. That's what I really want. We haven't really got that. They're still building up the foundation of this game.
Well, that's the thing. I would like to come back, but it's if they get a new character in, a new hero, a new champion to play in that game, I probably would be interested to come back for a brief time to see, like, okay, how's it going? I know they've done a lot of work, but I also know that they've trying to rework certain aspects to the game as well, which is good. But it's like this is not. I'm not saying it disrespectfully too late, but it's a case of like, well, you're having to now start climbing back up again, and it's tough. If you hit like a little bit of a high and you fall back down and you try and climb up, but you're staggering to climb up and you fall again, it's like, well, you create more work. And if they have a Wolverine back in there, hey, I'll give it a shot. We'll see what the crack is.
Speaking of the new character, I think we kind of figured out at least one or two characters who it could be, because when we interviewed Kabam Gabe, he said it was a cosmic female character with cool tech. And now with all the teases of a Guardians thing, it's got to be Gamora, Nebula. They're both cosmic and they both have tech, so it's got to be one of them as the new character. It's just a matter of time when it happens, because it's going to be related to Groot. There's like a whole forest below Wakanda on the map that I just unlocked, and so yeah, I'm interested to see who it is and how it's going to enforce the game, because I really hope like the game does get like a big overhaul.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would like to go and check it out. It's just one of these things where I'm just a bit too much into Future Rev at the moment. Some of the things, like aspects of that game, really kind of like hit well with me. But I do like the fact of like Gabe's passion, and that's the thing. Sometimes I just kind of I got to respect that. I got to respect his drive and passion for his creation and the stories that follow. So yeah, it's all cool.
Yeah, he said the 5 following houses will be all big name characters too. So Wolverine, that got teased as well. So there's a lot of characters coming,
Nice.
for sure. Speak with the stone face. So speaking of other Marvel games, are you excited? I think Guardian comes out tomorrow or Tuesday. I don't know when it comes out for you specifically, but yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a console game that comes out. Are you going to be playing that at all and streaming it?
Oh, I don't know. Time, I think. I don't think I can put any more kind of like time in on something. I want to give it a go, but it's just one of these things where time. Yeah, I just don't have the time as much as I used to for games. I end up too much time creating and business stuff with the YouTube channel. Like I don't get to enjoy a lot of games a lot of the time, and I would like to kind of just spend a bit of time to play it. If it's available, is it available on PS4 as well?
Yeah, PS4, PS5,
Okay, yeah.
PC, Xbox.
Good. Well,
Xbox, yeah.
PC. Might be then. Do you know what? I might just do a cheeky stream and then end up doing it. I don't know. You've piqued my interest now.
It's on Steam, so you can check it out.
Yeah, it does look good from what I've seen.
Yeah, there's a 6-star crystal in it. Or it's like a bot. It's like a mini, or it's like a enemy type. It's like a 6-star crystal. It's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it real quick.
So, what are you liking about Future Revolution so far?
It's just down to that PvE type stuff. It's just going into areas that have been created in Unreal Engine, and it's just, for me, I've always wanted to, since the death of what was it called? Marvel Heroes, was it Mega? It was either Marvel Heroes, Marvel or Mega Heroes. I can't remember. It was a game that I played for a little while back in the day, and it was like open world type stuff. It takes me back to my days when I used to play loads of World of Warcraft, and how much I enjoy just exploring, and also doing things like going take down mini bosses, defeating mobs, and having something that's on mobile that I can play on tablet, that I just go, right, I'm going to here to grab this item to do this, and this is making me more powerful. By doing this, I can team up with people. I've got a member of an alliance, a grouping of alliances in in that. But it's just that thing, isn't it, of just kind of exploring. And also, you can't do that with MCOC or Marvel Realm, but this is like a different type of exploring where you will go into the sands of Sakaar just to go to fight mobs, to collect items, to do quests and stuff like that. So I'm ticking a lot of boxes for my own previous enjoyment with PC gaming and open world exploration and gaming, and I'm also ticking some boxes because I got it on mobile, and as well because it's got an auto fight function, so I can do my MCOC stuff and have it playing on the side at the same time. So I can take control when I need to do more difficult fights, but also got auto fight as something, the older repeatable things. Same thing with MCOC. So it's, as I said, it's the best of both worlds when it comes to the gaming experience with that game.
Right on. So, who are some champions that you like to play with in Future Rev?
At the moment, it's Doctor Strange is my lead hero, and the secondary one is Spider-Man. Doctor Strange isn't as good as he used to be, especially when the game first started. So it's a case like other heroes with certain types of costumes are going to hit better than others, and especially when it comes to the PvP side of things. There is magic coming to the game, and that is really exciting. I don't know if that's going to be next month. I have this theory that it's either going to be next week or the very early part of like the first week of November kind of thing, with like an update or something. But I really want to play as her, so I'm saving up some stuff because I'm free to play. I'm saving up a lot of stuff to just like invest into her just right off the bat. So I may start a new hero. I've got Cap, and I think I might want to work with him, but I'm more waiting for magic and finishing off some stuff with Doctor Strange at the moment.
Very nice. Do you have like certain skills or like Omega card sets or something like that you have to run with Doctor Strange?
I'm rotating a lot. I'm building a lot when it comes to Doctor Strange still. The biggest problem with being free to play is acquisition is such a real bugger at times, and you're trying to get the best stuff. You're trying to get the sets. You're trying to get this set because you're kind of like, okay, I need this. It's taking me 2 months to get one specific Omega card from fighting Malekith like multiple times. Oh, that'd be a good champion for Marvel Contest of Champions. Malekith.
Oh yeah,
we got to get that.
Yeah,
got to get that in game. And yeah, just trying to do that. So I'm not at a stage where I'm building stuff for PvP and PvE, but because I'm going to be stopping playing Doctor Strange very, very soon until Magic comes. I'm not really spending as much time to develop a PvP side of skills, and that's the great thing. That's why MCOC and Kabam should really kind of like take note. In a conversation with Shovel Daddy, there was something that I pitched, an idea that was based on something that was back in 2020, and I asked a question about, okay, could you do this? And they said that we don't have the technology to do this yet, but we're trying to. And I just thought, like, well, that's where you need to be. And the point of comparison between Marvel Future Revolution and MCOC is mastery switches. You can do that with, like attack switches and stuff. You can do that in Marvel Future Revolution, and it'd be great if that was something that, I know they're developing it, but it's like, this is stuff that, you know, other developers are doing now, and you're trying to catch up, and you had the idea beforehand. So it's like, come on, it's like you're poking with a stick. Come on, we really want to get there.
Yeah, I can definitely feel you there. Especially we've got some new updates coming, you know, next month with the new update. It's like a special skip 3. Or the skip special 3, sorry. Are you excited for these new updates?
It is. It's especially handy if you are if you're kind of like doing the Grandmaster fight and you're getting absolutely slapped down. You're like, I need to avoid this. This is pain. But yeah, that's good. It speeds up. What would it speed up? Yeah, it does speed up a lot, that kind of process, and it's good. It's good to know that we're getting these quality of life things. Oh, is it Kabam Zero? Is it Kabam Zero? That's it, Kabam Zero. Yeah. He's doing some real quality things at the moment to kind of like to quicken pace, and that's something that I'm happy about. I'm happy seeing within the game is like quickening up players pace, because a lot of times I'm like, oh, I really don't have the time for this. Like before, an hour in Marvel Contest of Champions would be like, oh, like an hour, like oh, I'll get this and this done. But now I'm like, oh, an hour, right? Okay. And I try and like think about a lot of ways to quicken my time with grind, and that's just the thing of like looking at this going like, great, Kabam Zero's on the case to do these quality of life improvements. I don't know if this is. I want to assume this is part of Project Genesis.
Not sure.
I'm not sure. He joined after Project Genesis started, so
it's just quality of life. It's good. He's doing some great work at the moment.
For sure. What else is there with that? There's a bunch of stuff. The profile pic changes so that you can click on quests easier. There's the fight screens, the post fight screens. What do you think about these?
I haven't seen them yet because this is something that I was actually, because a lot this time here, I usually go and write the MCN, so I haven't actually seen them just yet. Are they in news and announcements?
I sent
post
the
a link in the chat,
in the interview chat. I think it's in discussion actually.
Oh yeah, I see it.
It's an interview chat.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, wow.
I like them
nice.
a lot better. Yeah, they look clean. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, it shows the damage and stuff.
Tells you exactly how you died, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Finishing blows. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's good as well to kind of go on the line of like, okay, if there's special quests on or stuff, the way objectives, and at least you're kind of getting an idea of going, okay, oh, I didn't finish. You can say, oh right, I didn't do the finishing blow that I needed to. And that's good as well for building things like side events. You could come up with some like special objectives around the stuff like, okay, well, you've got to power sting X amount of times, or you've got to do you got to do X amount of 5-hit combos within it, or you got to do special attack this amount of time, or you got to do this amount of damage. Like it's good analytics as well for people that want to do that. I'm sure there will be people like stats people that because there's a lot of statisticians within the game that like these kind of things, and I think that's great. Bam Zero again doing some great stuff.
Yeah, you got anything else over there, Jay?
Yeah, so we had the Into the Contest episode 2 a while ago where Kabam Mike confirmed not only Eternals are coming in November, but he also confirmed a Spidey Rogue. So let's talk about the Eternals first. What are you hoping for to join the game, and what are you excited to see from them?
I'm gonna because I don't know if you've seen that.
I have seen
people have Bunny. We're gonna go with Bunny is leaked and stuff. But I'm not going to talk about that. But I will kind of like go. My hopes were always to have. I think it was. Is it Kingo? Is it Kingo?
Yeah, Kingo. Yeah,
Kingo and Gilgamesh. They were the two that I was hoping for the most. So we'll wink. Think about they're possibly coming in next month. Wink.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead.
I was just going to say like the kind of I like the actors who play the characters. I just like the vibe of them, especially from what I've seen with the trailers, and I think it's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of questions that are going to be asked about their whereabouts during everything when it came to the snap, so that's going to be fascinating to find out what's going on.
Just 2 weeks away from the movie premiere.
Yeah.
And first, this will be the first MCU event finally in the contest since Kabam Gabe confirmed that a couple months ago.
On this very interview. Yeah. So that was cool. Yeah, it was a lot of amazing information that was got there. So you guys did an amazing job with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And speaking of stuff, he did talk about Sandman, so we do have the Spidey Rogue coming out in December. I mean, could it be Sandman? Like, I'm really curious.
Yeah. I wish.
What if it's like a big 3 champion month? I've got this kind of like this feeling that because this film is going to be the big film, one of the biggest Marvel films I think since the pandemic started. this one I reckon it's going to get some. I reckon we're going to get like some rebranded looking champions. I think, as you said, like Sandman's feels like a definite. A rebranded Electro, I kind of feel the one that we got in game is too classic looking.
Yeah.
I feel like a Jamie Foxx looking version is going to be what we'll get. I don't think we'll have a new Spider-Man. I just don't feel that that's going to hit right. So Sandman and a new version of Electro, and then the third and final one, a new version of Doctor Strange. Nah, that'll be probably saved until the film, if Kabam do it. I think I just feel there's going to be a third one in December to capitalize on the release of the film.
Yeah.
And a new Doc Ock, maybe.
You know what? Maybe. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Sandman because we had it confirmed, right? Craven because he's a Legion to Curse member, and we had the Diablo synergy, the Misery synergy.
That's tasty. That's a tasty idea.
Yeah.
And he was teased back in the the what is it called?
Phasmagoria.
Yeah, Phasmagoria event where like when Spider-Man was like, man, that's tougher than hitting Craven in the face. So we got that tease, and then Lizard Kabam Gabe on Twitter said that out of all the Spidey heroes, he would be joining the game next more than any other champ. Like basically saying he has the highest chance of joining the game. So
nice.
I don't know what will happen, but we do have those 3 spots on the State of the Battle Royale map. So even if we get one champ in December, maybe it'll be a 2-month event where we get it in January as well.
That's it. Could be like a full epic, and that's the thing. They'll be riding the high of that, and this is the time when Kabam needs to be kind of hitting up, getting some new players to the game. We need some fresh meat, some fresh blood.
For sure. So do you spend in game, and what kind of deals do you purchase? And if you do you buy like the Black ISO market items?
I've spent the least amount of money on the game in the last year, right? I just haven't been overly impressed with some of the deals, and I think it got worse in around July 4th deals. I just wasn't that interested in. For me, I've got to be very specific on what I'm interested in. On a monthly basis, just so you know, I will... Some months I will, and in 1 month... So say like 6 months out of 12 of the year, I will buy the Summoner Sigil and the Daily Unit card. I like those two. The Unit card, Daily Unit card, is good value. I get it. And the Summoner Sigil... Because I've only just recently, I think it was last week, picked up the Scarlet Witch, a 6-star. It's just, I think I've missed like a couple. I must have missed like a couple of months then of the Summoner Sigil, or maybe 1 month of the Summoner Sigil, something like that. So yeah, I've spent like a lot less. The deals that I'm looking for have got to be tier 5 class catalyst orientated. July 4th for me was not interesting one little bit, and it was only that somebody donated to the channel and said, Rich, open up. I think it was Royal Red said to me, Rich, open up something for July 4th. And I was like, fine, I will then. But I really am not interested in stuff that's not at least 50 to 100% of a tier 5 class catalyst for at least 3,000 units. And this is why I really hope that we're seeing the Cyber Weekend deals, that we start going a bit of elevation to Thronebreakers being able to acquire more chunks of tier 5 class catalyst. And yes, there's going to be tier 6 basic. And yeah, I kind of feel like that. I'm looking for more value to my money spend, if anything. So I think I've this year's spent, apart from the monthly thing, which is, let's just say, it's $14 worth a month or $15, whatever it is. I've only bought one. Yeah, that's it. Like one equivalent to $100, whether or not that's the Odin pack, the Odin Vault, or it's been something of a deal. So it's been a lot less than it's normally been, but that's just because I haven't really kind of felt happy about what Kabam are putting out deal-wise. Oh, wait, no. I tell a lie. I bought the Cavalier. I bought the Cavalier crystals. The ones that Kabam had to do the refund on. So you got 10 Cavalier crystals, and you got like 6,000.
Like the Falcon Winter Soldier ones, right?
No, it was the one where you got the Cavalier Nexus crystals, and it was the daily 6-star one,
Okay.
that you got 100 to 200 or something. I think it was 100 of 6-star shards a day. So the only reason I bought that one is because I wanted something whilst the wedding was going on, just to kind of like do a video on that. So yeah, that's the only other one, I think. So yeah, I've definitely kind of reduced down spend. I looked at my like spending habits over the last years, and it's really declined. Like when I first picked up the game in 2015, I do bear in mind back in those days, I'm spending what, like $500 to $1,000
Wow.
in 1 year on Prem crystals. So let that sink in your mind.
Whoa.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
But do bear in mind that's what was only available.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like the best thing you could get was when featured crystals came out. The most you could get was star. So that's the kind of like the sting right there. Year one. If anybody that's been playing for 6 to 7 years went, oh, hang on, oh, the deals are crap, and like the thing is crap, and me going like, oh, the deals are crap and the crystals are crap. It's like, well, do bear in mind, back in 2015 to 2016, there was no such thing as 5 stars coming into the game, and you certainly couldn't pick them up from kind of buying featured crystals that only gave 4 stars at the max. It's kind of bad when you think about it, and that's the thing that makes you a little bit kind of sour at times.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely see that as well. So Jay, you got anything else over there?
Well, I'm sorry. I just photoshopped a wallpaper for today for a Noel. He got a new wallpaper today, and let me just share this real quick. Look how sick this looks.
Oh, that's the one on
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah, I just photoshopped the logos out so content creators can have nice wallpapers for their thumbnails. Yeah, so let's move on. So you are in the CCP, and we kind of asked CCP members is what would you like to see improved in the CCP?
I don't know. Over the last, say, couple years, I felt very indifferent about the CCP, and I don't really know how to kind of like properly kind of like describe it, because at times it does feel that there's been like a platinum club to like the inner workings of the CCP, and we've kind of splintered into different areas of like what our expertise are to how we can contribute positively to stuff. And I don't know. I guess for me it's like feeling listened to. I think it's got better recently, but for the last year, 2 years, it just hasn't felt like there's been much engagement. Like having Shovel Daddy, having these different members of Kabam that seem to be more specialized, it means that when you're talking, you know who you want to talk to about a certain thing, as opposed to like how it was before, where you were just going to like Kabam Mike, oh, we got a problem here, like this, and it's like, as much as he wanted to help or could help, it's just like nobody was picking up response. No singular developer was within Kabam was going, hey, I deal with event quests, speak to me. Or I deal with champion design, come and speak to me. So I guess that's the thing, that that's improved. But one thing that could improve better would probably be like more community activities that maybe aren't so associated with like the main scheme of things. Like, I don't know, like I can't even think about anything that's throwing out there that would be perfectly completely obvious, but like things like a quiz night or a quiz thing, or like a different type of community event. They started doing them before. Like we had the crystal opening, the what was it, fights, that's it, the total fights, that totalizer thing last year. So that engaged the community. So more community engaging in events. That's probably the thing I would say. Because I know they got a community manager, but it's just sitting down to have like people to do something different that engages a lot more people in different ways. So I guess that's really it for me.
Yeah. So like on a night where there's like maintenance or something, just do like a little quiz on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
You know, engage with the community.
Might win
that. Yeah, that's it. It's just that it's having something that it's just like, I don't know, maintenance. It's like what we're thinking about doing a special crystal to honor something, or what crystal should we bring back? We're thinking about doing Yeah, like a special unit spend only crystal, which is going to have all your favorite champions. Here's a quick poll on Twitter. Do it, enter into it, and we'll create the crystal in game for the price of, I don't know, 50 units with your chance to win a 5-star. Or so. Just that's just these little things that kind of like spice up the engagement. Or like we're running a quick competition for a comic book. That is one of our special unique ones, the Marvel Contest of Champions ones, like the one they did for the House of X. I've got a Black Panther #5.
Nice.
I have all of them. It took me so long to get them.
I am jealous because I'm about to start that again. I've been trying to get hold of the House of X one, but I've been told by one of the persons that won the comic book to be sent to their local comic book store that it hasn't gone there yet.
No, not yet.
Have you been able to get that? No.
Yeah, APOC hasn't received his yet, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, I can message you privately. CT, he won an actual giveaway from a different company that was given away, and he got his copy. But he's like the only one that's got a copy, so I'm a little jealous. It's like the final one I need. I have 48 Contest Champions comic books that are all unique.
God damn. Have you? Yeah, because I need to start. Like, I really need to start doing it. I've been working at different ones. I'm more interested in. I got this bit of I like to refer to it as a penchant, a little bit of a thing for signed copies and variants.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
I picked up some. I think I've got it. When I was recently in a Bath in the UK, there's a comic book shop there, and there's some nice pieces that are really going quite cheap. So I've got an X-Men 2099, and that's a signed copy, and that was like that's not much. It was like $15, and I've got also signed X-Force from early 90s, and that was another like $15 one, and that's just like when you see these, I'm just like, oh. That's the thing, like variants. A lot of them they charge a lot of money for, but then I'm like, I just love the variants. I got recently a Shang-Chi alternate artwork, and it's so nice because they've put this kind of like tie-dye effect with a dragon on, and it's got Shang-Chi looking strong, and it's just like it's just so nice. But I'm like, I should stop because then it starts adding up, and I have to justify why I've just spent £100 on what should be about I don't know, 20 comic books, and I've only come back with about 5. It's kind of like, oh, hang on a minute. It's like this is not good. I can't explain this very well.
Yeah,
they get really expensive. I only have one signed comic book, and it is a contest one. It's signed by the artist Scotty Young, which was
nice.
Not expensive, but there are some of them are signed by Stan Lee. They're on the market, but it's like $200. And yeah, it's insane, and they get a lot more expensive. I'm sure if you do go to the Comic-Con, Kabam Gabe, he actually had a lot of the variant. He made variants. He made a lot of those that look like the game art, and he totally will sign them. I told him I had all of them, and he was like, "Dude, thank you, because those are my favorite thing to ever do."
Yeah, I know he signed like one of my pieces of art when I was there. I absolutely love America for comic books, because you've got something that like the UK, like if I went into a comic book store, I said, yeah, have you got any kind of like dollar comic books? The owner would just look at you like you have just come into my comic book shop and just undervalued everything. Like, and when I went to the US, I was like, how can I fit all these in my suitcase? I've nearly completed my volume 2 collection of Wolverine. Like, oh my god, like this was just brilliant. Yeah. And I'm just in my element. Which I love, and it's like the value of it is like it's 72 pence, and in the UK you can't even get a comic book for as little as like £3.99. So it's like it's definitely pushing into that $6 mark in kind of comparison. It's just like that is just the value I need in my life. Take me back to New York Comic Con. Take me back to the comic book store in America.
Yeah,
they depreciate really fast over here, so that's why.
Jay, you got anything else over there?
I guess we can talk about hold on, what is it? Give me a second. Yeah, I think we got a Hawkeye poster today. I'm excited for that. That's like my last thing to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be an exciting show to wrap up some loose ends. I don't know if should I say like a spoiler alert type thing before kind of, because I wanted to kind of reference something in Black Widow.
Yeah, go ahead. We've talked about Black Widow.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Right. If you haven't seen it, you're going to be disappointed. So, not disappointed because not seeing it. It's like it's a good film, but disappointed if I kind of like spoil something for you. Right, so I want to see how this wraps up with Yelena Belova, isn't it? Yeah. How that's going to like come together. Is she going to go after Hawkeye and kind of like really wreck the day? But also like trying to find out the only thing we found out. Correct me if I'm wrong. The whole kind of like in Bunny Ears Budapest thing was the equivalent of 3 bullets in the plasterboard and something about people or something coming in, or I don't know. So I'm trying to find out what happened in Budapest.
They kind of explain it, but not really.
Yeah.
They don't really show Hawkeye and Black Widow together, do they?
In that movie, no. They just go to the spot where they hit out.
Yeah. But,
yeah, that's right. They go into they hide it from the people and they go up into that area. No, they did explain it. God, me and Dan were so dim. We just did the podcast and I completely forgot that moment because they hid up. That's what Budapest was. Okay, well,
it's a forgettable movie. Like, I agree I hate that it is because I want it to be so much better, but it's like I can't remember half the movie. Like, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's going to be exciting to see like Kate Bishop, and I get this feeling like, are we going to get Kate Bishop into the game? And I'm looking at that kind of like little kind of like line over. I think it was from Gwenpool in that State of the Battle realm. I'm just trying to find like the most up to date puzzle. It was one in August, and that's the thing. The arrow's not there anymore. But I think I had like a feeling it would be down the line at Kate Bishop, but
I was the only one that said Gwen Master, and no one believed me. They were like, "Why would it be Gwen Master?" Because she was dating mine months ago, and everyone forgot about it, and then it actually was Gwen Master. I was like, "Oh, you fools didn't listen to me."
Funnily enough, and I don't want to kind of like out the person in the community that did this. There was a Twitter handle created as Gwen Master.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, and I'm looking at this going like, yeah, it's still there. Like, and it was joined. It's like yeah. Now it's kind of like here. That somebody's updated it. I don't know who this was. Like they put, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I'm not supposed to exist yet. And then the location, it says 7.2.6. And who are they following? Oh, they're following Marvel Contest Champions. So I don't know if this was Kabam that created this.
I don't think it was. I don't know. I know CT was talking to us. He was like, he thinks he know who it was.
He's the one. He's the one who did. He started kind of like dropping a few things. So just like half the time, I think with CT, you up to no good, or you just kind of like, if you're a good Swagger Souls impersonator, is this who are you? You mysterious bandanaed person. To a point where I just go like, do you know what? You're up to no good, Mister. I shall keep my eye upon you.
Yeah. All right. I think that should be about it, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any more notes.
No, the only thing I was going to say is if Kate Bishop were to come to the game on the State of the Battle map, she'd probably be connected to America Chavez. They're like best friends in the comics. Like they were always together. So
yeah, what was that team? That was a type of, it was not East Coast Avengers. It was a
New
type
Avengers.
of New Avengers. That's yeah.
Which they're building in the MCU. So Young Avengers. Yeah,
well, Wiccan's always been a character I've wanted to see in this game, and you know whether or not Hulkling is going to be, because they were talking about like a new Hulk film, and whether or not there's going to be, I don't know, some kind of like slight mentions in the She-Hulk TV series. Not to say it will be directly connected, but it's like one of these things where they start kind of making the small rumblings, they do the bigger rumble, and then it's okay, now we're doing this. Now it's a New Avengers.
Yeah, they are building up the Kree and the Kree. Why am I forgetting? Oh, Skrulls. Yeah, Kree and Skrulls. I mean, that's literally Hulkling. So I think he is coming eventually. But we do need Wiccan and Speed to age up if they're gonna return, for sure.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm excited for everything's coming Disney Plus and otherwise. MCU. I'm super stoked.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
see what.
we got one last
Good.
question. Do you plan on making another MCOC meme video?
I get asked. I get asked this quite a few times. I did that series. It was kind of weird. Like I did this series of just like these random funny things. To be honest, like Big Kid Scotty is literally doing that content now. So I can't really kind of go like. I kind of feels weird to start a series again. I might give it a go, but it takes. I think the last one I did took about 3 days to do.
Oh.
And I just thought, right, well, this is then taking hours to edit, where I could be kind of like investing time into redoing old guides and things. So I would say never. Maybe it will be like a special Christmas video or something. But apart from that, I don't know. There's not many people actually remember those types of videos. So it's like, I don't know if it's any worth me doing them. I just want to see like when was the last time I did like a video on it. So the last one I did was back in 16th of November 2018. So I don't know, too long.
Mr. King's wondering, do you know if Thor needs awakening?
Oh my goodness, Karate Mike is shaking in his boots.
Which Thor? Thor Rags?
Yeah,
Thor Rags,
Magna God. He just keeps getting to ask this question.
Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know.
All right, well, I think that's it, man.
All right. Jay, I want to thank you for streaming us on YouTube and Twitch. Rich, I want to thank you for being our awesome guest this weekend.
Pleasure. Been a pleasure.
And everybody in chat and listening after the fact, I want to thank you guys and hit that Patreon because we do have posters now. So
Yeah.
we'll be sending those out soon. So that'll be cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Have a good night.